Hello, Raleigh. Citizen reporter Robert Courts coming to you from the Your Backyard Network. And I am delighted because I have another scoop of a new downtown retail shop here to serve your very needs. And I'm here today with Brooke Wiggs. Brooke, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Robert.
And Brooke, your newly opened shop is Origami Styling.
That's right.
Yep. Which is a unique name because I thought there'd be more origami when I got here.
Sorry to disappoint.
Tell us a little bit about the name and what you do here.
Okay, sure. So I can give you, maybe this will explain where origami styling came from.
Please.
You know what origami is, right? You're taking a plain sheet of paper, you learn techniques so that you can end up making something that was plain into this work of art.
I like that.
So that's how I see style. I help people. There are some people who feel like, you know, I would really like to look a little more creative. I don't really know how to get there.
Right.
And so I love when people come to me and they tell me that, and I say, okay, let me give you a few ideas. Maybe if you accessorize a little bit, this is your fold on your paper. Maybe if you throw a belt in there, maybe let's mix these two colors together and get a little more creative, and then you're not that plain sheet of paper anymore.
I like that. I like the emphasis on the techniques and the education or the learning that's involved in this.
Yeah. Sometimes there are people who just need a couple of tips.
Right.
And then they can understand, maybe they didn't feel like they knew how to put certain looks together.
Right.
But then once they have just a little bit of guidance, things click and it can open a whole new world.
I've certainly experienced that in my growth in styling with shoes and ties.
Okay.
I needed help, somebody to give me that little nudge.
Yeah.
So, and so you seem to have a real passion for this. How did you get into being an entrepreneur?
Okay, well, it all was sparked very randomly from a comment from a coworker who complimented me on my style and said, you know, Brooke, I would really love to go shopping with you sometime. And from there, I actually started at the very beginning just with doing personal styling or personal shopping with individuals.
A haberdasher. We probably don't use that word anymore, haberdasher.
Right.
So, but just as a private stylist.
Right, yes. And then about 6 months after I launched it, I decided to add in selling vintage clothing. I love vintage. I love thrifting. I've done it since I was a teenager and always been a proponent of standing out from the crowd and being different and wear what you want to wear and what makes you happy and not whatever is the popular trend of the week.
I love that. It's the popular trend to me are just people who are in the herd.
Yeah.
Right. It's the popular herd.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to have that stand out a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Let's be a little different from the crowd. So I started selling some online, and then eventually did booth rental in one of those antique galleries, and then started doing markets so I could be in person. See people face to face.
Right.
And when I got in the environment and was able to actually interact with my customers and tell people who were looking at the dress, say, do you know this brand is actually from the 1960s, and they were really well known for making formal wear, and they actually designed a lot of the dresses for Dynasty.
The backstory, right?
Yeah, and I can say whatever I know about it.
Right.
And even if it's, there was a little hole down the bottom, I had to mend this.
Right.
I can tell people about that piece of clothing or jewelry, whatever it is that they're taking home, and found that I really liked that a lot more than just selling something online or things disappearing from my booth and I don't even know who's taking them home, and really just wanted to pursue having a brick and mortar where people can come back.
They can come back.
Find me and come and see me.
Well, I absolutely love that, Brooke, in that you wear style, right? It makes you project. It gives you confidence. Well, if you know you have that piece that was part of something that came before you, and stand in your place after you, it's just that it's all the advantage of style boosted with the history and the personal connection, which is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Before we go though, I did notice that you're a little unaverage vintage store here, right? So you have more than, say, vintage clothing or just T-shirts or a particular line.
That's right.
Is that more in your styling part of vintage, if you know what I mean? More than just vintage, you have all the expertise Brooke brings.
That's right. Yeah. So I know that for some people, they can just be in T-shirts and jeans every day. But there are plenty who can't do that. So I want to be sure that I can offer casual wear. I can offer professional wear. I can offer even event wear, you know, for a nice dress that you need to go to a wedding or a special event. And I want to offer all of the range for anything that might come to you in life. And then also offer the housewares, the accessories, the furniture. And I am new, so you know I'm building that all up. I'm constantly sourcing and looking for pieces, but I do offer a bit of it all, and I do offer kids clothing as well. Which not many have any vintage for kids, but it's the best.
That's all part of the styling, right? So I love the Marlboro clock, right?
Thank you.
What you see in here often, as I've come to know your store over the last few weeks, is you see a little something, a belt, a tie, and then you see the sign or the albums. It's kind of like you're a vintage department store, right? I should be coming by Origami and seeing if they have the new grill, you don't know, or the lawn chairs, or or something to hang on the wall.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's
we can smatter your life with, you know, a little bit of vintage here and there. And the other thing that I think is excellent with vintage is that you can come in here and you can find a one-of-a-kind unique gift for someone else. I think getting something vintage for something else, whether it's something that's just, this is going to crack them up. You know, maybe it's not necessarily useful, but when they open it, they're going to love it. And maybe they're just going to set it up on the shelf and they're going to look at it. Or a really unique jewelry item, or, you know, a scarf, things that they'll fit everybody. You know, it's not about size and it's not about fit. It's just a great little memento and thoughtful item that you can give to somebody.
I like it. There's also, along those lines, there's also a good bit of that flashback piece, right? That thing, nostalgia. Oh my God, yes, we had that at my 5th birthday party.
That's right.
The lunchbox or the whatever. So it really is all here. So where are you and how do we find you?
Okay. So physical location, I am at 111 East Hargett Street. So I'm right near Moore Square, right here in the heart of downtown. There's
lots of parking.
Lots of parking. You got parking deck. You do have street parking.
Right.
And there's always lots going on right around here, I'm sure, as you know. And in the social world, you can find me on Instagram. It's origami_styling. I post to my stories pretty often, things that are going out on the floor so you can see pieces, and somebody can always send me a DM and say, hey, I'd really like that T-shirt that you posted the other day. Do you still have that?
Nice.
And I will be doing a giveaway on social media.
Dun, dun, dun.
Getting close to my 1-month date of being open here in mid-June. So around that time, I want to do a giveaway. So you're going to need to be following me first so that you can enter the giveaway. It's going to be for $100 to spend here in the store. So
excellent. Well, let me then say, Raleigh, Brooke Wigs, Origami Styling, all this and more is in your backyard. Wave them off, Brooke.